I'm Gladi Cologne.
And I'm Laura Hartman.
And you're watching Brand New Day on Be Well TV. Catch us here every Thursday for a brand new episode. Laura, how about our guest from last week, Sammy?
I'm obsessed with her. She's pretty amazing.
She is. I want to be just like her.
I know. I know. But like we mentioned last week, she's such a role model for young women. And I mean, I can't even imagine when I was 24 years old having the gumption to pull together an entire company, build a website, brand out my product, and I can't wait to see where Sammy is in 10 years, 15 years from now, because I have no doubt.
I definitely see a little bit of us in her when we were her age because of that, just that passion and that desire to do big things. And so she's definitely an inspiration to us, and I hope for people in their 20s that she's, and anybody watching that she's an inspiration.
Well, and I'm glad to see that somebody of her generation, or a young woman in her 20s like that, is so passionate, so driven, and I feel like sometimes they get that kind of that millennial generation, or what's the next one? The next one. They get
Gen
kind of
Z?
a bad rap of not being the go-getters that that they used to be, and so I love to see that still exists, and she's keeping that mentality alive.
Yeah, so heartwarming. Well, today we're going to be talking about what's new with H&F Redefined, what's new with our innovators. Give you an update there, and also give you an update on our hospitality industry insights. So, Laura, what's new with H&F Redefined? Where do we start?
There's a lot to cover, and I feel like everyone's always like, how do you guys do all of this? We always have a million projects going on. But number one, our biggest thing that we really want people to know about is our brand portfolio is up and running. We've been putting that out on social media. We're trying to make sure that if you want to know where to shop or where to experience our innovators, it's that brand portfolio page on our website. We have it broken out by category, so you can scroll through and click on every single one, and it'll take you right to their website or their social media page, whatever is their primary page, and you can experience and shop. And like we've said, the majority are you can either virtually experience them, or you can shop and have those items delivered. So there's only a very small percentage that are specifically for just the Central Florida area. That's because obviously we're in Orlando, so we always worry that, oh, is it just for Orlando? No, it's absolutely not. There's a few that right now aren't able to deliver, but we know they're working towards that. We'll of course give you the updates on when they can do that, but please take a look at that.
Yes, and the list is growing. We have a lot of businesses on there that you can shop and purchase things from, but we also have different categories like travel. We have a couple of bloggers on there. We have a consulting category. We now have a fitness and health category. So check it out. There may be something there for you, but the bottom line is a one-stop shop to support small, support furloughed, support the laid-off community, all these people who are trying to redefine themselves. So that's exciting.
And our newest addition to that list is this week's Light Bulb Moment highlight, and that is a husband and wife team.
For Lonature.
Yes, it's such a clever name for Lonature, and if you haven't already guessed, they make custom, beautiful furniture. So we're not going to give you all the details. We want you to read the article. It's a really beautiful tale between them, and it's been an inspiring story for us to get to know them. Yeah,
they are from Tennessee. Husband and wife couple, Henley and Sam, and we were fortunate to meet them on social media, but we encourage you to check out their Light Bulb Moment on our website. They have an inspiring story, and they're in Tennessee, so if you're watching and you're from Tennessee, maybe you can find something there on their website for you.
Absolutely. So.
And then we also have the Florida Comeback in Orlando.
Yes.
Now, the Florida Comeback is basically a community, a website. They're on social media. They are trying to bring tourism. They're doing their part to bring tourism back to Florida, which we love. So they are highlighting attractions, restaurants, museums. I mean, my favorite is donut shops and coffee shops, but it's a team.
Parks.
Yep, everything. So it's a team of 4 ladies, and what they've done is they have created a marketplace where people can go and shop in person.
Correct.
From small businesses. So if you go to the Florida Comeback on Instagram, you can see when their next lakeside outdoor. It's an outdoor
market,
COVID friendly market where you can go. And then the last show that they did, they had a couple of innovators there featured. So you could purchase jewelry from sugar beads, these beautiful, beautiful handmade earrings made out of
jewelry,
hundreds of little beads. And then they also featured Operation Organize, so an at-home organization company, and then Yari Beauty. So Yari Beauty does eyebrow tinting. She's amazing.
Facials. I mean, you name it.
And everything from a spa.
Yeah,
so.
she does my hair. She's my hair girl. And she actually, we're going to be giving you a lot of Yari Beauty updates soon because she is exploding. She was also one of our very, very first innovators. One of the innovators that kind of helped spark and give us the motivation to really push forward with H&F. But she has now started her own Yari Beauty product line that she's been teasing out on social media. So stay tuned for that because she's got some really cool, unique products coming out that are kind of unexpected, I think. So
yeah, that's awesome.
I'm excited to see what Yari has up her sleeve.
Well, I think that's a good transition to talk about our seasonal solutions. On our website, we try to provide basically just what it sounds, seasonal solutions. We already covered, we just wrapped up winter. Obviously, we're on spring now, and we work with our innovators and collaborate with them to give you inspiration and ideas for your home, for your personal life, for gifting on that season. So why don't we talk about some of the items or ideas you can find on our seasonal solutions page.
Yeah, and with Mother's Day coming up right around the corner, it's a perfect time to take a look at that page because there's so many great ideas there. And even if it's not this specific idea that they're featuring, we guarantee go to their page and there'll be so much more that you can experience or find something. So one that immediately comes to mind for me, now this is going to be definitely an Orlando, local, Central Florida one, is Karina's Confections. She does these absolutely beautiful cupcake bouquets, and she is inspired by nature, obviously by floral blooms, and she literally creates these sugar confection cupcakes and cakes,
like flowers.
And they look like real beautiful flowers. And then with the cupcakes, she turns them into bouquets. And she
my
also
favorite are the succulents.
Yes, her specialty is succulents, and they're just exquisite. So what a unique gift to do. Instead of sending your mom or any loved one a regular bouquet of flowers, sending them something as beautiful and handcrafted like these, I think is just such a cool, unique idea.
Yes, absolutely. And then we mentioned Yari Beauty. So we thought if you could gift your mom or maybe your wife who's a mom a spa treatment, support small business, and go to Yari Beauty. She's in Orlando, but her prices are competitive, and what you're getting is that spa, that four diamond or 4-star resort spa treatment when you go to her. So I think it's a win-win there.
It really is. And if you click on our page, there's a promo code and a discount, actually, not a promo code, but a discount for a special for her services that you can get by going to our site and seeing what she has to offer.
We have to talk about the margarita, the gin and tonic margarita.
The gin and tonic margarita. So this is like, make it for your mom, because why not make your mom a fun margarita? But Cinco de Mayo is also coming up, and what a clever twist on doing a fun margarita. So Jen and Tonic, Jenna Craven, we always just call her Jen and Tonic, that's her brand. Jenna Craven is in Texas, but she was an Orlando girl who's now in Texas and back to work. We should applaud and cheer her on. She is back to work as Assistant Director of Events at a hotel there in in Houston or
I can't remember.
outside,
somewhere
in Texas.
Yeah, somewhere in Texas.
Sorry, Jenna. But she is still going strong with her YouTube videos and her cocktail YouTube shows. But she has done a beautiful twist on a strawberry margarita and a clever way of how to repurpose your leftover strawberries. So maybe use them for another recipe, or you have a few left over. She's showing you what to do with making a handcrafted, beautiful spring fresh margarita.
Yeah, absolutely. So
then we also have Daisies Candle Company, which Waleska Rodriguez was a guest on our show a few weeks ago. And we debuted our Redefined candle, which is here. This candle is now officially on her website, and a really exciting update is that whether you buy the Redefined candle or anything on 3Daisies' website, you're going to always get 10% off when you shop if you use code HF Redefined. So you'll find that code right now on our seasonal solutions page. So it's a great way to partner, and again, you don't have to buy the Redefined candle. We're a little partial to it because we picked it and we love it. But all of her scents are amazing, and she does ship. So another great Mother's Day gift idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So we also have Orange and Field on the Seasonal Solutions page. They've got some great DIY projects that you can do at home with your kids. One of them is the moss balls. Is that what it has?
Yeah, so it's
a decorative
spring
piece.
Decoration.
It's a decorative piece for your home, centerpiece for your table. And then they've also provided some recipes.
Recipes. There's always fun crafts. I can only imagine in the next week or so they're going to be rolling out a whole slew of cool Mother's Day crafts with Chef Charlotte. I'm sure she'll be taking the lead. Their daughter, Chef Charlotte. So stay tuned to them because they're my go-to for kids crafts, or if I just need a really approachable activity or craft to do with my boys. Orange and Field's my go-to.
There you go. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk, let's transition to what's going on in hospitality and hotels in our world. You've been back to work now for 2 weeks, Laura.
Yeah, I'm back.
So you're back. You're back in the swing of things. So just how's it going? I'm sure wonderful.
It's going great. I love the new property. It's a beautiful grounds, and everybody that works there, I feel like I just got so lucky with the team.
How does it feel to be back to work after being off for a year? You were off for a year.
I know. I was off for a year, and I don't know if you had the same feelings, but I feel like I just kind of glided right back into it, and that's probably has a lot to do with H&F because we've really been working H&F Redefined as a full-time job, and I think that really helped my the morale, number one, but even just that having that structure, that day-to-day waking up with the purpose, having projects. We've always set deadlines, we've had schedules, and that is so important, I think, to have something, whatever it is, have something that is guiding you and structuring your day. And so for me, H&F has been that, and it was really, okay, now I'm just walking into an office, I'm walking into a hotel every day, and it's a new project, and here we go.
Right.
So I think had I not had H&F, it would have been a total struggle. But
sure. It was easy to kind of glide back into it. Even though we both started at new properties, you would think it would pose more challenges. But like you said, we were working on H&F Redefined already, and already we were eager to get back into the hotel, so it was easy to glide into it. I think one of the things that I struggled with is starting over with policies, procedures, because all of those went out the window when the hotels closed. They reopened, and then there was no staff to execute these policies that hotels spent decades putting into place. So one of the things that were difficult for me, and I'm sure that you can agree, was first of all not having any support staff, and God bless our support staff, our coordinators, our administrative staff, because they're amazing. And then you realize when you don't have them, how much
they do and how much they next admins day is, please hug and wrap your admins. And I feel like, or I hope that we always showed ours in the past, support and love. and friendship, but they are really the backbone of your department, especially an events department. I mean, they are really keeping the wheels churning for a department that touches every other department in a hotel. So those event admins, those event coordinators out there, especially for us, I can't wait to have one back, even if it's one for, a shared admin for an entire team, or, that will just be such a blessing. But at the same time, it's great because we are starting over. You can't be figuring out what those steps should be if you're not doing it yourself.
Right.
And so that's how I'm looking at it, is I'm on my own to literally figure out every single step along the way, and go down the discovery of why this hasn't been happening, or how did it used to be, and do we care anymore, and how do we want it to be, and pulling together our own process and doing the groups by myself in every single aspect of it, so that one day when there is an admin, it can help me keep it going.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's funny when you go back to work after being off for so long, especially in the event world, in our world, where we do have a lot of administrative work that needs to be done. But like we said, you have a greater appreciation when you're doing it yourself. But now we have the opportunity to go back to basics, learn how to do these things that we haven't had to do for a while, and then write the new policies or procedures the way that we want to.
Yeah.
If you're in a leadership position at a hotel, and you're especially in events, while we ramp up, and you're not taking advantage of this time to relook at the way that you've been doing things, you're doing yourself a disservice. Because now's the time to ramp up, so that when you do get more support, now you're just working with them to execute these ideas that you've come up with.
Better efficiencies. And I've even noticed, just in 1 year, technology has changed. The way that we're just working is just so different. There's so many cloud-based services now, and systems, and even just the way we thought we were doing things in kind of a cutting-edge way before, like even that is outdated. Where
I'm laughing. I'm so sorry. I'm laughing because
you taught me all that stuff.
No. I'm
this
laughing
is what Google
because
Docs is, Laura.
Yes. No, I'm laughing because the Zoom calls, we never talk to people face to face on the computer, on Teams. We never use Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
We never use Zoom. We never talk to the customer or the client or anyone face to face, virtually, until COVID. Am I the only one who's now doing these calls all the time?
Yeah, just the other day,
talk
2
about
weeks
technology.
in, and my first client call was a Zoom call with a team of them, and it was the first time I've ever just jumped on a client call like that. But again, thank goodness, everything we've done with H&F, we have had to adapt and learn new processes and learn how to do all these things that I think for me, because we figured all that out with H&F, now I'm able to apply that at work.
Jump right in.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's funny. Before, in 2020, you would schedule a conference call with your customer, your client. You would, put the call on speaker and participate and just listen. Now you got to be camera ready all the time.
Exactly.
You can't just go into work and now you can't just go into work however you're feeling that day.
Yeah.
In my mind, you got to be camera ready now all the time. So it's kind of funny, but like you said, technology, how much it's improved just in a year, and the
cloud-based
things that we're doing differently now.
systems, even just simple things like BEO distribution. When I'm working on rewriting the BEO distribution, I know you had to do that as well, but the system that we're using is an upgraded version of what we had at my last property. So now I'm realizing, wow, there's even a more efficient way to link these BEOs and get them out into the universe that is even one step more efficient. So I'm just trying to figure all those things out. And the fact of the matter is yes, people are getting recalled slowly, which is a great sign. Management leadership positions are beginning to be filled. We're a great symbol of that. The fact that our positions are even staffed right now is, a really great sign, I think, for the future. But as much as we are able to staff down the road when we get kind of that green light, it's probably never going to be as heavy of a team that we were accustomed to prior. So all of these new processes that we have to create now needs to be forward thinking with that in mind. It has to be super efficient. Cut out all the stuff that, what meetings are just unnecessary. What what processes are just too many extra steps. So, kind of cutting back the fat, I guess, really is the way to say it. Cutting back the fat, because we're never going to have as heavy of a team as as we
and if you do, it's going to definitely take a ramp up period to get there. But I find that one of the trends that I'm seeing is I think it's easier to staff management positions now than it is to hire entry level positions.
Yeah, the team members, the hourly.
The associates, the team members. I definitely see a trend in talking from hotel to hotel to hotel in Orlando, and I think it's. I'm pretty sure it's going on everywhere in Florida. But you see hotels opening up, and they're doing job fairs. They've got 50 positions open. 60 positions open, and it's getting harder and harder to find people. But I think whatever those reasons are from preventing people from going back to work, I think now's the time to go back and get started, get your feet wet, and make a statement in that hotel. First of all, find a hotel that you want to work in, because now you can pick any hotel. Find one that's good. Find one that has a signing bonus or refer a friend. So many hotels are offering
competitive wages, interesting new benefits. Because they are busy, and some hotels are having to kind of cap occupancy because they want to make sure that they can provide a certain level of service. But if we don't have the staff to be able to physically operate, then we can't do that. So it's something that's been eye-opening for me, coming back into a property that you don't realize when you're furloughed, you don't realize when you're laid off, and you're in that outside of that bubble, is that now business is coming back. Properties do want to hire. They do want to bring team members back. We just need to find those individuals that are willing to and ready to jump back in, that have the talent and the drive and the hunger. And I would say, I like, to your point, the ones that decide they want to come back now, they're coming in at a great time, because that's where you're kind of, you're putting in a little bit of grit, you're investing into the property, and I would personally look at it as, I want to be chosen for that next promotion down the road, or I want to use this as my opportunity to make a name for myself and say, hey, I came back, I want to be here, let's do this is what I can contribute.
Even if it's something as simple as, you're here now, okay, well, you get to pick which days that you work out of the week, right? Because the next person that they hire, the next 2 or 3 people that they hire, those are the ones who are probably working the weekends. But any little, there's so many perks to going back into hotels now and hospitality. And listen, we've got to open our hotels again. We've got to get back to 100% occupancy. We got to bring back tourism, and we need people to do it. So. It's definitely been interesting seeing how things have turned, and over the past year, everybody was out of a job, then there were layoffs. Now we're having a hard time putting people back into hotels.
It's like, which one is it?
Very interesting.
But I think, I certainly hope that by the time we get towards the end of this year, we are seeing much more of that forward momentum. I definitely feel like we are, and again, the fact that our positions are in place is so symbolic of that happening. And I think the mentality, we have a little bit different, going into our properties, we're a little bit different, where you had some team that was still there. We have had one person that has still been there, bless her heart, holding down the fort. But it really is kind of that starting over. And I think we have to, I'm personally looking at it as, I wasn't at this property before. I have no idea how they did things before. All I'm hearing is, well, during COVID, this is what we've been doing.
Right.
So it's, all right, what do we want to do moving forward? What's our identity? What's our brand? What do we stand for? What's our signature? And I only care now about moving forward.
Right.
And
like we talked about with Zach Crump on the show that we had him on, stop using COVID as an excuse.
Yeah.
Now we're forward thinking, moving in that direction.
Yeah.
So.
And it sounds like such a generally broad concept. And in just the 2 weeks that I've been back, I have found the best way to approach it, because everyone's probably saying, well, how do we do that? Okay, yeah, great idea, but how do we do that? For me, it's been taking one day at a time, finding those small victories, the little teeny tiny milestone or small victory that I figure out or I get is moving forward. And it's about setting goals, big, small, putting dates on a calendar and getting with your team and saying, okay guys, on June 1st, this SOP is going into place and we're not looking back. And having something to look forward to, because that I think lifts morale and you're making progress. I mean, it was like, yesterday I got the group resume SOP like teed up, and it felt so good to send it to somebody for review, and it's just such a basic thing, but
small victories.
Yeah, the small victories, or figuring out how to put an account code on a BEO, and why aren't we doing that? Oh, it's because of this. Well, this is why we should. Let's do it now. Check. Every little thing you chip away at is making progress, and it's moving forward, because it was plateaued before.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's every small victory, I'm with you, it should be celebrated. So, absolutely.
And we've mentioned it, this past week, we were on Hospitality Today Live with Deborah Gardner out of Arizona. And we kind of mentioned this on that show, but this really is kind of that year of humanitarianism, where typically, and I was totally guilty of this before, but my competitive spirit was always out. And I know with my chef, my old director of banquets, even within our own company, it was, well, what are they doing over there? What are they doing over there? And we got to top that. And that competitive, that healthy competitive spirit. Well, that is great. And hopefully we'll kind of get back to a little bit of that. But right now it's about partnering with one another and sharing best practices. And I love that I can pick up the phone and call an old colleague elsewhere and say, hey, can you send me this or that? Or talk me through why we did that there, so I understand what that back end looked like.
Supporting each other on social, on LinkedIn. Last week you had a post. It was your first pre-con since being back, so everybody went in and supported that. So absolutely, Laura, small victories and supporting each other, that means everything.
Because we're all starting from scratch, so it's, okay, let's get your insight, my insight, and then we can put our own spin on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Well, congratulations on being back to work. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. And thanks for your help, because you've been one of the people that I'm like, tell me what you guys are doing. And you've been such a great help for
we're here to
getting
support
me off
each
my
other.
feet.
So we thank our audience for watching today. Thank you so much for being here with us.
And we're excited that we could share just a little bit of our insight on a brand new day.
Absolutely. Take care, everybody.